It's been a while since I've been live. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It's morning for me out here in sunny California. And as you can see, I'm taking a walk in the park, getting my little workout on. Let's see, I'm trying to think of where we should go. So, I have some updates for you guys. Where I've been, what's been going on. It is springtime here in lovely California. And I guess in all of the Northern Hemisphere, it's springtime. Hi, thumbs up already. Appreciate you. Love you, whoever that is. Thanks. So a few things. Maybe I should get to just the shocking part first. I don't know. Kind of shocking. So those of you who've been following me for a while know that I have been back in the States now for a year and a half, something like that. Came back in August of 2021. So yeah, it's been about a year and a half. And my life here is nothing like my blissful, beautiful life in the Dominican Republic. And for those of you who might be new, welcome. Join the party. Find out what's happening. So yes, so my life in the DR, cheers, hi, whoever that was. My life in the DR was very different, of course, because, everyone talks about the cost of living, which is very true. The cost of living there is reasonable and like normal. Excuse me, get to the cough in a minute. That's a thing. Whereas here in the States, and particularly in California, places like this, cost of living is through the roof. It is obscene, people, let me tell you. And that's part of what I want to talk to you about today. The fact that it is so incredibly, who is that? Hey, Aaron, I think. Hi, Aaron. The fact that it's so expensive is stressful. It is stressful. And I'm talking about the type of stress that becomes sustained over a period of time. Like, to the fact, even kind of subconsciously, that you're always like rushing, trying to figure out the next thing, earn this money, pay that bill, run, go do this, buy the groceries, make the food, take care of the house. In my case, raise the child, go to your job, do your work, whatever, try to get in some self-care, whatever. Just like constant being on. As many people call it, the hustle or the grind. And I said once before in a video, many moons ago, I don't believe in that grind mentality. Because to grind something is like to crush it down and essentially wear it out, kind of kill it. And so if we continue to grind ourselves in that way, same thing happens to us. We get ground out, worn down, and it's terrible. And so that's what happened to me. Trying to manage this stuff and not even trying to do it. I haven't traveled internationally since I got back. Has it been that long? Oh my God. Clutch the pearls. Has it been that long? It's been a while. Now, I've done a lot of traveling domestically, and like for my job, I commute all the time in California. So I'm on a plane at least once or twice a month, just between Northern and Southern California. And so that's kind of a grind. But, it's the life I chose, and because I do work in both places. So it's a lot. Make sure I can pay my bills and stuff. And I'm not talking about extravagant bills, you guys. I'm talking about the basics, place to live, something to drive, we got to eat, all the things that you associate with just a regular life. But here's what happened. Like I said, that kind of grind thing that just is incessant. Eventually it wears you out. And that's what happened to me. So check this out. I'm going along, doing my thing all the time. And I didn't even realize this, but I talked to a friend of mine the other day, and she was like, a couple of friends of mine have said to me recently, you're always burning the candle at both ends, Kelly. You're always burning the candle at both ends. You're always doing something. Got all these balls in the air, juggling this and doing that, and, hustling, whatever. And I'm like, well, if I don't do it, who's going to do it? I have this life to live. I have this child to raise. I got to pay my bills. So what am I gonna do? So I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'll put it in context in a minute. I'm gonna go over here for a minute, let these people get away from me. Not get away, but you know what I mean, like pass by. So one of my friends the other day said, and I'll explain the context in a moment, the cough, like I said. Well, let me go ahead and just jump into that, why I have a cough. So what is today? Today is Tuesday. Last Wednesday, I began to feel really poorly at nighttime. I had extreme shortness of breath. Like I could barely breathe, you guys. All of a sudden, just out of the blue. And I was like, what is going on? Having a really hard time. And then it's like kind of flu-like symptoms. Chills, then like hot, like fever, headache, body ache, just the whole range of things. I was like, what is going on? Hola! Oh my goodness, Morena. ¿Cuánto tiempo? So listen, Morena. So I started feeling really sick about, not quite a week ago. One night, when I was so incredibly fatigued, like I could barely move, I could barely get out of my bed, like extreme fatigue. But at a certain point, I was like, well, let me just try to lay here and, it's gonna get better, whatever. It did not get better. And so at a certain point, I dragged myself into my car. It must have taken me like 20 minutes to get up and get to my car. Kid you not. And I drove around. This is like 3 in the morning by now, at that time. I'm driving around looking for urgent care because I knew something was like really wrong. Urgent care is closed. I was like, I thought that the urgent part meant that you were available all the time, but no. So I didn't want to stay out for a long time because my son was there. There was nobody in the house with him. So I went back, sucked it up, took a little ibuprofen, and just kind of pushed through the night. Well, the next morning, took him to school, and I went back to urgent care. They did a workup. I went home, and I was feeling miserable still. Not as bad, but pretty bad. So I got a call later in the day from the urgent care physician. She's like, you need to go to ER. I'm like, what? Go to ER right now. Your white blood cell count is super high. So I go to the ER. They take a few blood tests, check things out. Long story short, they end up admitting me. I was in the hospital for 3 nights. What? Yeah, because apparently there was some type of infection, and they tested me for everything. You could think of COVID, pneumonia, tuberculosis, bacterial infection, mononucleosis, all the things. I'm by this little private airport here, look. Where'd it go? There it is. Anyway, they tested me for everything. Everything came back negative. So I'm seemingly healthy. At the same time, though, something's clearly wrong. So they put me on an IV drip, antibiotics, that brought the white blood cell count way back down to normal. And I began to feel better, but still had this persistent cough and some shortness of breath. Now, mind you, I had been doing rowing exercises, like, going to rowing class, which is pretty intense, for a while, and I was doing fine. And then suddenly, I'm walking down the hall in the hospital one day and winded, just walking down the hall. Crazy. So I share all this with you to say, and I'm out. I got out a couple days ago, and obviously I'm okay. But still not 100%. I'd say I'm like at 85 for sure. But I'm sharing this with you because I want you guys to pay attention to yourselves. Let my story be a cautionary tale for you. Because, like I was saying at the beginning, that constant burning, grinding thing, that is not it. And I wasn't trying to prove something or be the big shot in that kind of way. I'm just trying to survive, quite honestly. Because like I said, life here is very different from life in the DR. It is demanding. It is nonstop. It is obscenely expensive. It should not be this much. This costs this much or be this difficult to live. And I'm, a person who has a lot of privileges and, well-educated and, I've received a lot of benefits in life, have a lot of things going for me, meaning that, a lot of other people, you figure people who are just kind of barely getting by, how are they doing it? If it's this difficult for people like me and others, what is going on? And I have friends who are you know, in terms of earning way more than I am, and even like, you know, married and have support and everything. Shortness of breath. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. I've never had this before. But I have other friends also well positioned and everything, and they're all saying the same thing. They're all saying the same thing about just the stress level and how crazy it is. And so I'm out here taking a walk, right? I took a walk yesterday. I walked for about an hour and some change, like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm walking again today because number one, I got to drop some weight. So here's the thing. Here I am. Now you might say, Kelly, you look all right, you know, not quite bikini ready like I was in the DR a while back, but you know, as I used to say, nobody would kick me out of bed. However, in the hospital, they were like, oh, you are. They called me obese, you guys, obese. I was like, what? I guess it's those BMI charts. I'm like, who are these charts based on? Not curvy people. And granted, I mean, I definitely have picked up some weight. I admit I'm a stress eater. So, you know, and there's been a lot of stress here. And so I'm sure I've overindulged, but it's also the US food supply is trash. Food is full of hormones and who knows what. Unlike the lovely healthy food in the DR that I was eating all the time. And I was much more active there, just on a daily basis. And you remember I was dancing salsa and stuff? No, I don't have heart problems. I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. But I'm saying that the lifestyle here is what I'm telling you. The lifestyle is bananas. I'm a person who's been extremely healthy my whole life. So, to your questions about my health and everything, no, I've never had any heart issue, no lung issues, nothing. They did all the scans and checking this and that, my lungs, my heart, you know, looked at my liver, and the good thing about it was I got a whole like record of like, your liver's good, your gallbladder's good, your spleen's good, your this, your that, your everything is good. So definitely, oh, someone's volunteering to take care. How nice. Thank you so much. God bless you for that. I'm good. I got some people to look out, but thank you so much. My point, if you don't get it yet, is that you have to manage your well-being. Even someone like me who's never had any major health issues, never had anything like this. Gotta get back to the DR. I know, or someplace, right? So, yeah, you guys. So I'm sharing this very personal information to let you know that it's no joke. You know, sometimes you hear about people, it's like, oh, everything seemed fine. All of a sudden they keel over. Like, what the hell happened? They had a heart attack or something? That's not gonna happen to me. It's not gonna happen to me. But I'm saying, I get it. I definitely get it. So I'm out here walking my little booty off, walking myself down. You know, I'm older now, and so your hormones change as you get older, and even though you may be trying to do well, you know, you find weight that's like, I didn't have this before. I didn't have that little roll right there before. It happens to ladies and to men. So, you know, when I was 20-something, I could eat whatever in the middle of the night and get up the next day and be fine. And now, it's not like that. I pay that price. So I'm trying to be very mindful. And I'm a pretty healthy eater in general. My issue is that I do eat junk food sometimes. And like I said, I do stress eating. And there's been a lot of stress. Because shit is crazy. Too damn expensive and everything. And it's just me, right? I don't get child support. I don't get alimony. This is another conversation, don't ask. But the point is, I do not get those. And, you know, my son is now 13. I got him in braces. You know, all the things. And, you know, and I make a pretty good salary under normal circumstances. But this ain't normal. This is not normal. So I'm out here, as I said, in the park, taking a walk on this lovely day, spring day. And I wanted to share with you guys that this has been my experience. Now, as I said, if you've been watching my channel for any time, any length of time, like if you saw me when I was in the DR, you know, I had it going on, right? I was looking amazing. I got down there, my skin was glowing, my body was crazy, like banging, you know, like it just transformed into this beautiful work of art, I will say honestly. I mean, I definitely, you guys, I did videos from the gym. So I was in the gym all the time. I had trainers. I was doing salsa dancing, like, you know, classes, bachata, all that, and going out dancing with friends. So I was very, very active. And I could, because I had the freedom and flexibility of time, I wasn't always like having to worry about the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So that's my message. I saw something about North Carolina. Right, so here's, you know, my deal is I'm out of the US. My son will be done with middle school next year. He's finishing up 7th grade now. He'll be, you know, 8th grade next year. And so we have a year and some change. And I'm already, in my mind, plans for we're up out of here. Because aside from just the stress level and the crazy rat race pace, and frankly, I think, sure, there's places in the US where you can go and live and it's not as expensive and maybe not as difficult in different ways. I'm good. I've lived in a number of different cities here. I don't want to do this anymore. And especially having lived out of the country already, I don't need to, like, I already know. I know I can live a very nice life for like a small fraction of what I pay here. I can educate my son well for a fraction of the cost that it takes to educate him here. You know, all the healthcare. Oh my God, healthcare. Now listen, my healthcare bill, I have what's called good insurance. I still have a crazy like deductible and copay and stuff. That's what I'm saying. I have a good job and I am in a good position technically. However, it's crazy. Like, I'm scared to see this bill because it's going to be 3 days in the hospital. You already know. And all these tests they ran, like CAT scan and EKGs and everything. And now everything came out negative, like I said. But yikes. So, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that we have to, you know, damn near go bankrupt trying to find out, you know, that we're okay or manage our health in some way. And that's the other thing about living out of the country. Healthcare is not like that. You can get good healthcare, quality healthcare from people who are well trained and have, you know, modern technologies and whatnot, and not lose your house or something in the process. It's obscene what's happening here. It's frankly, I think it's criminal. And I blame the government and these corporations who are in bed together, as we know. And because if any of this resonates with you at all, if you have any kind of issues like, a little squirrely, any issues like you're just feeling, you know, not like yourself, you're dragging, you got depression, anxiety, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you know, weight gain, sudden weight loss, like whatever the issue may be that you're noticing, sleeping too much, can't sleep enough, like, you know, all the different things that we talk about, most of us, symptoms. First of all, get yourself checked out, but also check your lifestyle. Are you stressed all the time? Are you having to hold up too much? Like, I know I have felt like the person Atlas with the whole earth world on my shoulders. I think my issue was okay, disconnected for a minute. We get to a level of having to just operate like on level 10 all the time because that's just what you have to do to, you know, keep your life going. But it's like running your car in high gear all the time. I mean, I don't know if anybody drives a stick out there anymore, but back in the days when we used to drive sticks, can you imagine running your car like in high gear all the time? You gotta downshift sometimes and let it idle and turn it off and just stop. And, you know, a friend of mine asked me, maybe a few months ago, he was like, so what do you do for yourself? And I was like, I didn't really have an answer, and it occurred to me, I'm like, oh my God, what do I do for myself, you know? I mean, the occasional mani-pedi, that's not really taking care of myself. What am I doing for myself to take care of myself? Like right now, I'm taking care of myself. And so I remember talking to him and I was like, well, I squeeze in a little thing here and I squeeze in a thing there, but that's not it. It's been so long I haven't seen you. Oh, hi, James. I just stopped so I could see the messages. Anyway, you guys, this is my message for you today. It is springtime. Even if you're seeing this message at some point and it is not springtime, please stop, take care of yourselves. take account of what is happening in your life, okay? Do not be like me and get burnt out, end up in the hospital. And it's funny because after 3 days of laying in a hospital bed, you'd think I'd come home and I was like, I feel better, I'm ready to go. But can I tell you, I was still tired. I got home and I was like, oh, I was just wiped out. It's like when you finally stop after going, the exhaustion just like comes pouring out of you. At least it did with me. And I just, like I could have probably slept on and on and on. Multivitamin. I was taking multivitamin. I was taking a bunch of different supplements and stuff. So I'm saying, I was really trying to be on top of that. I had seen what they call it is what's called an integrative medicine doctor who does like a combination of natural therapies and traditional sort of Western therapies. I think she also incorporates some Eastern stuff. So I'd seen that person, I think the first time was in January. And so I was on top of all this, like again, checking my liver, checking my whatever, whole body. I did colonics to like flush out the dead waste inside of me, a series of colonics. I try to stay on top of things. But like I said, I gained weight. My body wasn't all super fit like it used to be. And I'm telling you, it's a stress. It is a stress. And here's the thing, when I went to the DR years ago and had people come and visit me, every last one of them would say, oh my God, it feels so good here, like I can totally relax. And that was a thing, So they were able, you could just like feel the stress slide off of you if you were there for a while. And that's the experience I had. And so with that stress sliding off, weight just slid off easily. I wasn't trying to lose weight when I was there, but I did because my life just became about enjoying life. It wasn't a thing I had to go find a park or find, a place to be connected to some green. It was just everywhere. And here, if you don't have the benefit of living by a beach or a lake or the mountains, you got to go find some little patch of girly, hug a tree, and there's a transfer of electric energy from the tree to us, and how much that benefits us. It sounds real woo-woo, but it's true. So that's why I used to say in my DR videos, like, take your shoes off, not your feet, take your shoes off, and like plant your feet in the soil, on the grass, in the sand, and absorb the earth energy. It does slide right off. Thank you. Who said that? Angela. Exactly. You can feel it. And so next thing you know, you're sleeping better. I know people who went down there like, oh my God, I'm not taking my blood pressure medicine anymore. Or I don't usually nap, and now I'm just taking afternoon naps, just relaxing. I'm telling you, this US lifestyle. Meanwhile, simultaneously, the US is going down the drain, economically, everything else. And so we are feeling all the pressure. Never been out of the US? Oh my God, you have got to go. You better get a passport. You better go right now to the post office, get your passport application, fill that bad boy out, go to CVS or someplace, take your picture. Everyone else is about to get out of the US because it is a dying empire. It is bad. We've done dirty for the whole world, for so long. My son asked me the other day, are we in any kind of war still? I said, I don't think we're officially in a war, but we're still bullying a whole lot of people all over the world and doing people dirty. And it's coming back to get us now, And they've been putting profits over people forever. And that's why we see zombies out on the street now, walking around, these homeless people who are like out of their minds and drugged out and whatever. All this crazy gun violence, And so I talked to my aunt yesterday, and she's like, oh, the news is so depressing. It's always who the latest gun shooting and stuff. And there's so much now, we're basically desensitized. Who can keep up? So I'm not trying to live like that. I'm not having the stress wear me down, grind me out. That's not gonna happen. So I'm out here, like I said, getting my walk on, eating my healthy stuff. I'll still have some, dessert type stuff every now and then. That's my weakness is I like sweets, like baked goods typically. Maybe ice cream every now and then. I will still have that. I'm gonna live, but I'm not gonna be that, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, American Diet crap. I'm not doing that, I like fresh natural foods, and that's what I'm gonna get, and whatever, have to work it out. All right, you guys, that's enough. Mwah, you hear me? I hope that what I've shared with you will help you feel better in some way, feel encouraged, inspired to go take a walk today, or make a different choice. What I say is I do things one decision at a time, just one decision at a time. You're not gonna change your life overnight. You're not gonna move out of the country or lose 20 pounds or get a new job or change a relationship or whatever instantly, but make one decision at a time in favor of your best self. Okay, so maybe you decide to go walk around your block, or sit down on your floor and, try to squeeze out 10 sit-ups or something. Whatever it is, maybe you decide, tranquilo, exactly, maybe you decide to skip dessert today and tomorrow or whatever. Just one at a time. And we're not always gonna make the right decision. Sometimes we mess up and it's like, damn, I ate the whole bag of chips or, whatever your thing is. That's okay, but get back on the horse. Keep going, okay? So I'm out here trying to shed my pounds. I got a little extra, got a little stuff in there and definitely got some stuff in the back. Don't want to lose all of that, but I'm gonna keep it sexy. Okay, so that's my message. Good to be back in touch with you guys. I'm here, I'm alive and well, I'm kicking, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, have a good one. Okay. Whew.